nationally. So now we have a new person that we're working with, that we've been, said that this will be our point person, and we're going to continue to work with Deputy Director Melanie Nutter, and we're looking to oversight hearings, but the thing with oversight hearings is that they can't happen until President Obama appoints a new head of the DEA. Because it's not worthwhile bringing up the old head of the DEA and saying, are you going to change your policies? Because you know what? They're not going to have a job anymore. A lot of these older DEA agents who have been thinking that medical cannabis is a big scam and earning a lot of money, terrorizing our community, are going to be losing their jobs this year. And I don't have much remorse about that. Folks from intelligence agencies, from the FBI, and from the DEA, they know that they're not going to be able to conduct business as usual, and when they had that gray area, they took advantage of it. And we still have the documents sealed from Emmelyns. So any rumor that anybody puts out there because it was because of this or that is merely a rumor, except for the one that our ally on the Board of Equalization, Betty Yee. She's one of the best people on the Board of Equalization, the state tax board. She has worked with Access of Love on our amnesty tax bill that we introduced with Senator Migden. So when I was hearing rumors that they were raided because they did not sign up to pay their state taxes, we sent an email to Betty Yee saying, can you clarify the situation, because your body is being accused of assisting with the federal agent's investigation of Emmelyns, and that it had something to do with state taxes. And then I asked, wouldn't it, if it were state taxes, wouldn't chips just show up? I mean, that's what happens when you violate state taxes, is that California Highway Patrol makes you a visit, comes and pays you a visit. We got an email back within 20 minutes. And Betty Yee basically stated and allowed me to post over the internet everywhere, so people that are online already have this information. Dale from Normal recirculated this conversation, so it's all over the state. And basically, the State Board of Equalization had nothing to do with the raid on Emmelyns. They stand in full support of medical cannabis clinics, and if there were any problems, they themselves would pay a visit to the dispensary. And I know this is true because a lot of our dispensary owners didn't know how to file for their quarterly taxes for the medical cannabis that they were selling. And what happened was that Betty Yee had staff members carefully with each of our operators and owners in California show them how to do the paperwork to become legitimate and etc. So the stress from the state level is compliance, not raids, not shutting down dispensaries. It's bringing everybody kind of up to a level of being good players, filling out the correct papers, and getting everything on a legitimate and even and fair playing field. So to get that from the State Board of Equalization's head, Betty Yee, was also a very important thing that our community initiated, because nobody else asked that question of Betty Yee. Everybody else was just talking online, rumors about this, about that, and Access of Love's position has always been, the rumor mill doesn't help. Let's find the facts, because everybody can speculate as much as they want. The other thing that I want every patient advocate in this room to understand is that in no way or shape or form did the DEA raid a facility because they had a compassionate care program. That is a big rumor that's out there. And that's not the case. The feds are not interested in anybody because they give out free medicine. If they were, I think you know that a lot of us in this room give out a lot of free medicine to other patients, and if they were arresting people for giving out free medicine, it would be the 20 of us in here that would be facing federal charges. They're interested in folks that they think are
breaking the law. Making money and
being exploitive instead of being part of a legitimate medical system, right? But even that in and of itself, President Obama has clearly stated that that's not what he wants to use the Department of Justice resources for. That is not his. We were the number one of the last DEA administration. They had a meeting in San Diego declaring us their number one threat. That has changed significantly. The DEA did that.
Number one threat.
We were the number one threat. So it's interesting that President Obama has made it clear within his first 100 days in office. He got it in there. He's like, absolutely not. That's not the policy. He's concerned about violent drug trade issues, not nonviolent providers of medical cannabis who are acting within the state law, right? So I think we accomplished a lot with our visit. It's an ongoing coalition. I will be giving information to anyone and everyone who has a question about it. I posted this online so that everybody can have access to what we actually talked about and what we actually asked of the Speaker of the House, because we want more people to echo our concerns. So are there any questions or comments?
So Nancy hasn't replied, is that correct?
We met with her deputy director.
Okay, right.
So she's more than replied. She had a coalition meeting with her chief of staff and the San Francisco medical cannabis community. She is working in Washington, D.C. to unseal the records and etc. So this is one thing where we don't have to worry about our congressional representative. Now, if this were in another county, as we all know, when we traveled to San Mateo, we'd have a whole different ball game, right?